G'day guys, it's Phil from Fit Empire and Wellness. I thought I'd do a quick video for you guys based around those common questions we get here in store, and that's in relation to magnesium. And A, do you need it? And B, if you choose to use it, which one is best for you, okay? Well, first off guys, let's talk about magnesium, exactly what it is. Well, it's one of the essential minerals in our body. In fact, it's the number 2 essential mineral in our body next to potassium, and it controls about 350 odd different processes throughout our system, ranging from things like reduction of cortisol and cortisol control to other adrenal system hormones, right through to things like muscle contraction through the calcium channel. It controls neurological signaling through our brain. It also controls things like liver detox, kidney detoxification. It controls cell replication. It looks after, helps look after our hormones, all those sorts of things as well. Okay, so it's really important, guys, in the system, and it's really important we get adequate magnesium. Now, unfortunately, guys, with magnesium, it's copped a bit of a bad rap over recent years, and that's because the really cheap and nasty versions, often available from chemists and supermarkets and places like that, is called magnesium oxide. Now, as the name suggests, it's oxidized magnesium, and unfortunately for us, that can't be absorbed in its pure form in our system, okay? So what happens is we only get about 7% of it, and the rest of it creates an inward flushing of water into our digestive system, and we get what one of my teachers actually so eloquently called the green apple splatters, if you can get my drift. Okay, so it's really important, guys, when we do take in magnesium, we take in the optimal version, and quite often that's called magnesium chelate, and a chelate is a type of bond that connects an amino acid or something like an amino acid to the magnesium itself. Now what happens is the body actually recognizes the amino acid first, and then takes the magnesium through the body into the bloodstream, and then they can do what they need to do in their own right, okay? So one of the ones that we love, guys, is called magnesium citrate, and the reason we love that is because the citrate is actually citric acid, which is bound to the magnesium. And if you've heard the term the citric acid cycle, which is actually how we produce energy as human beings, the citrate can actually go off and actually help energy production in its own right, and then the magnesium can be left to do and disperse what it needs to do throughout the system. So guys, that's the one we love. On that note, by the way, magnesium citrate has about 90% absorption. So if you compare back to what I said before about oxide being 7% and the magnesium citrate's about 90%, you can see where the difference is and how and why we love the magnesium citrate in its own right. Now guys, we do have 2 products here in store which contains the magnesium citrate. The first one is this one here. It's a capsulated version. It's called ZMST by ATP Sciences. Now it's an acronym, so Z stands for zinc, magnesium, selenium, and taurine. Now this product here is fantastic because all the great things I mentioned about magnesium, zinc also goes on to help the hormones. It actually helps testosterone in guys. It helps women with lactation. It helps women trying to get pregnant. It helps a whole bunch of different things for cell strength and also our immune system as well. But the selenium is the cofactor for those first 2 things. The selenium actually helps the magnesium and the zinc do all the wonderful things it does internally. And then of course the taurine is left over. And what does that do? Well, the taurine is what actually controls our contraction of muscles and a few other things as well, okay? So when we contract the muscle, what happens is it's called the calcium channel, because the calcium opens up the cell wall and the calcium rushes into the cell. And then when we need to relax the muscle, what happens is the channel reverses itself and the magnesium rushes out. Well, the way I explain it in very simple terms is the taurine's like the hinge on the door. So when the calcium rushes in, the door opens, and when the calcium needs to reverse itself and magnesium rushes out, the door swings that way. Unfortunately, guys, for us, often when we get cramps, what happens is that doorway gets jammed open and the calcium rushes in, and we haven't got enough magnesium for it to push it back out again. So the taurine is very important to allow that to happen, but not allow too much magnesium out so we don't get cramps in the future. So that's what taurine does in a very, very simplified term. So the ZMST contains all of those elements, which is fantastic for your body, okay? The second product, which I know a lot of you guys do use, is called Adrenal Switch. Now this is one of my favorite products. Adrenal Switch, as I said before, contains magnesium citrate. It also contains the zinc we just spoke about, but it also contains something called ashwagandha. And ashwagandha, or withania as it's commonly called, actually helps the body relax and recover and reduces cortisol, okay? So it's really good for those people who are high stressed or people who get anxiety as well. It helps to calm the body down. Now the Adrenal Switch also contains vitamin C. And vitamin C is really important because, contrary to popular belief, vitamin C doesn't actually affect the immune system at all. It actually helps the body cope with infection better, and it also helps the body restore the adrenal function a lot more efficiently as well, which means we can be under high stress situations a lot more efficiently. We can cope with that level of stress a lot better as well. It also contains a thing called theanine, and theanine is a type of amino acid which helps clear the brain at nighttime. So those are 2 great products, guys, that we have in store. And they help the body calm down, getting all the benefits of the magnesium and the zinc, and then obviously the other benefits from those individual products as well. If you do any more questions, guys, or have any more questions, I should say, please come and see us here at Fit Empire. We're always happy to help. Cheers.